Hey everybody, Jason Blaha with Ice Cream Fitness here. I'm just sitting here in my robe drinking my morning coffee, looking sexy as hell as usual. Oh, and in the last one of these, when I said that, a couple of people commented that they didn't think I was sexy or even close to sexy as hell in my robe. And to be honest, I really don't care what you think. So, on to the subject matter at hand. I got an email this morning, first thing this morning, in my inbox. I get this question at least 3 or 4 times a week. Someone will ask me, should I eat more calories on my training days than on my non-training days? And there are a lot of gurus and so-called experts out there who advise people to do this. And I'm going to cover very briefly for you just a couple of reasons why this is completely pointless. It isn't going to impact your physique. It isn't even something you should really worry about. Number one, some of it comes down to people thinking that you have this short anabolic window, as explained in exercise science, in which muscle tissue has heightened insulin sensitivity. But the reality of the matter is that anabolic window is about 24 hours. So you have a 24-hour window after you train a muscle to where it has increased insulin sensitivity, and it's actually all the time. Trained muscles have higher insulin sensitivity than people who don't work out no matter what, all the time. But you have a 24-hour window where it's very heightened and your muscle tissue more easily absorbs insulin and dietary carbs. So it would actually carry over into the next day as well in that regard. The other thing that you have to consider is that there's a lot of misunderstandings in the fitness world regarding human digestion and nutritional science, and people seem to have this weird idea that the food that you eat today, that you absorb it all today and use it all today. And it doesn't work that way. Yeah, your dietary carbs, they do to a large extent, but your fat and protein can take 48 to 72 hours to absorb all of the calories from it. So actually, you're not even really absorbing all the calories that you consume today. So such a huge focus on micromanaging individual days when you're still absorbing calories from 2 days ago while trying to rotate these through looking for an advantage, it's really mental masturbation. It's not really amounting to much. It's not doing anything for you. The other thing to consider is that the logic behind this is that people say, well, you need the more because you want to grow more and recover more on the days that you train. But the reality is, and I hate to break it to you guys, but your muscles completely adapt and grow as a result of training before the recovery process even finishes. It doesn't work the other way. It doesn't work the way that Menzer and other people were telling you years ago, that you recover then you grow. No, you actually grow, and the recovery sometimes takes longer than the actual growth does. And the actual growth itself is part of the recovery process. It's that actually growing helps the muscle recover because it's repairing micro traumas. And by growing and adapting, that's actually fixing the damage itself. So it doesn't work that way. And the other thing you have to consider with that is that if you're on a proper program that is well written by an expert who knows what they're doing, and you're training hard, you're going to be training 3 or 4 days a week anyways, right around 3 or 4 days a week. And on a proper program, your muscles are going to be growing close to hopefully 48 hours, which is the maximum amount of time that a muscle will grow after you train it. But on a proper program, you're shooting to try to keep the muscle growing for 48 hours after you train it. And so when you look at it that way, you're actually growing all the time. So you really don't want to stagger your calories and have days to where you're not quite getting enough nutrition, or if you're bulking, to where you're not getting a surplus. You want to make sure that you have sufficient nutrition on every single day if you're on a proper program that has you actually growing 6 or 7 days a week. You don't want to shortchange yourself and have days to where you're not able to grow because you lack the nutrition to do so. Now, if it happens to work for you, if you enjoy it, if you personally feel better when you do this, and it seems to work for you, then by all means carry on. You don't have to change that based on what I'm saying. But if you're doing it because you think that you're going to get a physiological advantage, or that it's going to help you with body composition more, to maybe gain less fat and gain more muscle, it doesn't work that way. You're wasting your time. No need to do that. All right, guys, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative. But hold on, let me give you guys a bicep shot. And I'll talk to you next time.